What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, we're back in the flesh.
Back in action.
I can see you two in the same room with me.
Back in the New York groove.
Yes. Let's go.
Is that what you're looking for?
I was like, yeah, we're going to keep it going.
The Bills are back in the New York groove.
No one circles the wagons.
Nobody's. I don't know what happened to the Patriots. I've never seen a Bill Belichick
What a
team
beat down.
like
I
that.
was completely wrong. As I am about many things, but that game was completely wrong.
I mean, obviously the manner of defeat was surprising, but were you surprised the Bills won or not really?
I wasn't surprised the Bills won at all. I thought they were going to win the game. I picked a backdoor cover there with the Pats. I didn't think it was going to be like that at all. The Bills just had absolutely no problem on offense.
It's so un-Belichick-like to lose by 30 points.
It really is, and there was no punts at all for the Bills in the game. They, to my knowledge, scored on every drive except for the one they kneeled on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
No fumbles, no turnovers, no anything.
It was the first perfect game in NFL history. They went 6 for 6, 6 touchdowns, and then the 7th possession they knelt, which is ridiculous.
That is very ridiculous because, yeah, I think people could definitely see the Bills winning. Like, I could definitely see the Bills winning, but not like that.
Yeah,
not like in
too.
a complete trouncing where, like, they just had nothing.
That was 20 years of the Patriots kicking their ass all in one game. They were just like, yeah, we're going to keep...
It's like when you have a little brother and you beat up on your brother every day until he gets the balls one day and then beats the shit out of you. And then they're
really bad.
Yeah,
like you're bleeding and like yelling for your mother.
I can't take it anymore. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. And that's exactly what happened.
Josh Allen looked MVP light. Like, obviously he's not going to win an MVP, but like...
They're back for sure.
They're back, and they're coming for Kansas City this week.
Sucks that there's no Trey White, but their defense is
that doesn't matter
so
at this
good.
point. Literally.
Their defense is so good.
It
was the best scoring
good
defense
at
in the league, right, this year.
What?
They were the best scoring defense, the Bills.
Yeah, they're really good at just enforcing their will on opponents. Like, they don't really care what your little game plan is. They're just going to come out and hit you in the face. And I like that about the Bills.
Should be a good game against Kansas City.
Because you saw it on Saturday. It was like they did not care what the Patriots had in store. They did not care. They were like, you can scheme up your little plays. You can scheme up.
I mean, when you score
defense.
42 points or however much they scored, it's like you can have any offensive game plan you want. You're not matching their offensive and they're not going to score 42 against everybody. But if they're scoring mid to high 30s every game, they're not a team that's gonna be any. They're probably the best team going right now. Honestly.
I think so.
Coming into the playoffs, they won a couple in a row. That performance against New England, like, I just think they have everything rolling right now. Offense, defense, special teams.
And the Chiefs for sure.
It's almost a de facto AFC Championship / Super Bowl game.
Yeah, we saw this a week too early, but it's okay.
That's how it breaks down sometimes.
I don't know. True. With Derrick Henry on the Titans, you can't say that, but I mean at the same time you can't.
So how about Cincinnati?
That was awesome.
It wasn't like a trouncing, but watching that game, you felt like the Bengals were winning the whole time.
Yeah, I thought so.
They went up, what was it, 20-something to 3?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know. They were up by 10 for a good amount of the game as well.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where the Raiders weren't ever really in it, but they were like within sniffing distance.
Sniffing distance.
Like,
yeah. They were sniffing it.
No, they were sniffing for a little bit, but at the same time, like, Cincinnati is a perennial borderline, I don't want to say elite, but like upper echelon NFL team.
Yeah.
Which is absurd to say. It's honestly absurd to say.
It's awesome. They finally won a playoff game.
31 years.
And it was comfortable. It's not like it was like...
Yeah, it wasn't like they needed...
Yeah,
it did come down to the last play, but...
It did. It's almost like when you're watching... When I've been watching the Bengals this year, and like I love them, but it's almost like I've been waiting for something to go wrong because something always
they're the
goes
Bengals.
Wrong. Haven't seen it yet.
I mean, at this point, they're playing with house money. They did what they needed to do. They had to beat the Raiders last week. Like, They lose to Tennessee this week. No shame in losing to Tennessee in Tennessee.
No, but I do have high hopes for them going into that game. Not that they're gonna win, but I do want them to show up because. Like we were talking about before, none of these games have been good games.
It was a pretty bad wild card weekend.
Super wild card weekend was not super. It was
super
blowout
shit.
city.
It was super shit wild card weekend.
It was blowout city.
The Niners tried to hand the Cowboys the game as much as they possibly could.
Yeah, and even the close games that were close didn't really, like the 49ers and Cowboys game.
Cowboys had so many penalties.
Can we hold off on that? Because I need more than like a small segment to talk about that. Because Mike McCarthy is the dumbest coach in the NFL.
So let's go to.
What is there to say about Pittsburgh?
No, let's talk about the game. Pittsburgh game.
There's nothing to talk about with Pittsburgh. They shouldn't have been there. Ben was way past his expiration date.
And he also plays like shit in Arrowhead. So there's that.
He plays like shit in every stadium.
Well, now he does, but
why is he still on the team? All right, I guess it doesn't matter, and their season's over. Whatever. He the last 2 years he's held them back.
Yes, yeah, he has.
And they've made the playoffs both years and got blown out in the first round both years. So I'm not saying they could have won a Super Bowl. But you put a different quarterback on that team.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they maybe do.
Probably a different story.
Yeah, you think they might go after Jimmy G? I feel if they can't get a star.
Who is their quarterback next year? Because I could not tell you. Is it like Gardner Minshew?
That's the grossest answer, and it's probably the right one.
I don't think they go after like Russell Wilson.
No, I don't think they're going after a star like that unless they show interest in going to the Steelers.
Jimmy G makes sense.
Jimmy G really does make sense.
I don't hate that.
He's definitely on the market this year.
I don't love that either, but I don't hate that. Like he's a competent.
Yeah, I think of him. I think of him just like. I think this is good comparison. Ryan Tannehill, Jimmy Garoppolo. They're similar in ways they can succeed with like people.
I think
around.
I'd rather have Ryan Tannehill.
I think Ryan Tannehill's a little less fragile, and I can trust him a lot more.
Jimmy's good for an interception.
Jimmy is very good for interception.
Like he loves a stupid interception.
Oh, he had some bad throws in the second half. He had some really bad throws in the second half.
Yeah, Jimmy G gives up way too
I don't know,
much.
maybe I'm more comfortable with him because he's been there at least, and he's brought a team there. So
I mean, any proven veteran quarterback, I could see the Steelers getting. Like Teddy, I could see them getting.
That's a fit.
I could see them getting like.
But Teddy would play on like the same team that he played on this, like the same style of team that he played on this year, and the year before that, and the year before that.
I could see them getting like Jordan Love. I know he's a rookie or a second year, but like I could see them trying to like get a scrap heap kind of quarterback, a younger quarterback that someone's given up on, or like a Tua. I feel like they could go like that route.
Josh Rosen.
Ew.
They get Josh Rosen.
I'm the biggest Josh Rosen fan out there, and that's still disgusting.
Is Aaron Rodgers still leaving? No, at any outcome that the Packers have.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants. So if he wants to leave, he's gonna leave. So
it would be the most Aaron Rodgers thing where he kind of said it in the beginning of the year that he wasn't going to come back, and like then he comes back. That's the thing about Aaron Rodgers that I hate so much. He never will say a definitive answer. He'll like tiptoe around it so that he can cover his ass when he switches up at the end.
Can't box him in.
Yeah,
can't box him in.
It would be hard.
Can never be boxed in.
Never. It would be hard for me to say like, oh yeah, he's for sure staying in Green Bay. Because like we saw Tom leave New England, so
anything's possible at that point.
Anything is possible.
I'm trying to think. What were the other games we didn't talk about? Obviously, we didn't talk about Dallas, but I want to hold off. Oh,
the Rams.
Beat
down.
I was surprised that the Cardinals didn't show up the way that they could have, but they also were very banged up. They weren't 100% at all.
Hopkins not being there is just such a huge difference ever since he left.
Do we want to talk about the Cardinals being last year's Steelers or
yeah,
what?
No, they pretty much.
That's literally what happened.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, I think it was
not. They're not.
They kind of were gradually losing steam as the year.
They were like
on.
A balloon that you like popped the air out and it was just slowly coming out of the balloon. Like
it was like everyone wanted to believe, and me included, that they were like up there as one of the top teams. But you could kind of like they were fighting for it. They were gasping for it.
That Cowboys game threw everyone off the scent too, because if they lost that game, everyone
knew they were bad.
Yeah, everyone would like, whoa.
And when they beat the shit out of the Rams in the beginning of the year too, that was like a pretty big one.
Well, I think it all led up to that Detroit game, and ever since that Detroit game, their season has just completely snowballed and done a 180 because they
should have beat the Packers. Because AJ Green retired mid-play.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
His controller died. They should have won that game. They had many chances to win that game. So, I mean...
It was a lost season for them. They had a lot of hope. Kyler played at an MVP level for 10 weeks. Their whole organization seemed to have changed. They got J.J. Watt in the building. They got James Conner in the building. They got seasoned veterans that actually have at least played in playoff games and been in big moments before. And you thought maybe this is a little bit different team compared to last year?
I think I think James Conner was a huge piece.
I think their team
did very well for him.
They're
going to be good going on.
But
because he carried when Kyler was out, too.
They'll be back in the playoffs.
Sure, they might be back in the playoffs. I don't see them as a threat at all in the NFC. Like, Cliff Kingsbury pisses himself every game. He's not impressive. Kyler hasn't been impressive since the middle of the year. Nope. Like, so what is the story of the Cardinals? Are they a first half of the year team and that's it? Is that what it is? Because they've done this 2 years in a row now.
I think people can figure out the Kyler Murray gimmick.
But what changes in the first? Like, what they know what it is. So, like, why the first half of the year does he play so well, and then the second half, it's
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know because it's like we saw what he did in the first half of the year. Like when they were, because they went 8-0, right? Did they? And they were really good. It wasn't just like
they were 10-1 at one point.
Yeah, and I mean, and they finished 11-5. Like that's nothing to like just throw aside.
They won 11-6, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's not anything to just throw aside. Like that's a very successful season. So, I mean, yeah, I guess
considering you started off 10-1,
to finish 11-6 is terrible.
Yeah, the end of the year they kind of just went flat.
They didn't adjust or adapt well as the season went on at all, really.
Because other teams started to get film on them and they started slowly figuring it out. That's why the Rams beat them
Hopkins
again.
Is huge, but it's still a pretty talented team.
I have nothing else to say.
What about the Rams on the Rams side? What do we see from the Rams?
They look kind of scary.
They look good.
They look kind of
Odell looked really good.
They can make a Super Bowl.
The one thing I take away from that game is that Cooper Kupp did not have to have an amazing game for them to win. And they won by a lot. Like, like, you know what I mean?
I don't want to take a lot. So it's kind of like the Bills game, too. Like, the Bills are great. I don't want to. I would say the Patriots were more of a threat to do anything than the Cardinals were, actually. But
I believe at this point, yes.
I don't know. The Rams played like the Rams should play. They played up to their potential. Their defense showed up. Aaron Donald showed up in a big way. Von Miller showed up in a big way. Like
they were hype. It was the playoffs.
Their stars played like stars, and that's what they need them to do. Like they pay these guys a shit ton of money to perform in big games, and that's exactly what happened. They performed in a huge game in a huge home environment. That if they lose that game, the birds are out.
Yeah,
they're gonna say Stafford. That was the worst trade ever.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw it like on TV, just like the entire like day leading up to that game was just every show, and even up on like the pregame to the last minute, just trashing Stafford. Like all I heard the entire day was 1-3 or like 0-3 playoff record.
Mm-hmm.
Never a playoff win. Never a playoff win.
It's like I never got like he was on the Detroit Lions. He was on the Detroit Lions. Like calm down. They put Jared Goff there. Everyone thought Jared Goff was the better end of that trade. They went 2 in fucking infinity. So it's like obviously it's like the organization and like they're just not going anywhere. So he goes to the Rams. Boom, he gets his first playoff win. What the fuck? They have a really good roster. They got Von Miller for the playoffs. They didn't. That was like
the defense looked.
That was a future play.
I mean, all three phases. Special teams looked good. Defense looked good. Offense looked good. They're a problem for any team they face in the NFC, and especially, I hate to say it, but especially Tampa Bay. Yeah, they match up very well against Tampa Bay. You put
that game isn't good, I'm gonna be very.
They match up extremely well with Tampa Bay right now.
They put Jalen Ramsey and Mike Evans, and then it's like, what? You're gonna rely on Gronk to catch 10 passes?
It's unfortunate. There's some injuries with the Bucs because those are honestly like when it comes to star power, those are the two teams that are at the top of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Leonard Fournette is coming back? Or
so what? Well, yes, he is. But it's like, what?
Is Godwin still out?
Godwin's out. And,
he's out forever.
Brown's obviously done. So it's like they have Mike Evans and Gronk. And after that, it's kind of slim picking. So
I don't know. He loves him some Scotty Miller.
I've seen him do a lot more with a lot less.
He does. I don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you're going up against Cooper Kupp and Odell and Cam Akers and...
Cam Akers did look good. That was
a real good offensive line. Andrew Whitworth's 40 and still really he didn't have a great game on Monday night, but still really, really good.
I just think that the Rams are going to beat Tampa Bay. I know it's a little spoiler, but I I'm picking the Rams, and I think they're, filled with talent at the positions you want to be filled with talent in the NFL.
They're just overall healthier than the Bucs. I couldn't agree with you more.
And they're healthier than the Bucs are right now. So
I think we got a little ahead of ourselves there.
Let's hop over to San Fran. I want to hear Antonio's take on this.
Kind of a yucky game.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of yucky, but I was still very interested and entertained by it because it was at first 3 quarters San Fran was just kind of. They didn't pull away that much, but they were playing a significantly better game than the Cowboys. Second half comes along. Jimmy G sucked in the second half. He missed 2 throws really, really bad, high. And then there was picks. They tried their best to give it to Dallas.
They really did. They wanted to give that game away so bad.
They were really trying. And I was convinced Dallas was because I was last week. I know I wasn't on the pod last week, but everybody in the world was on San Francisco, and that kind of swayed me and put me off. So I picked Dallas. That was bad. Obviously you don't pick Dallas in the playoffs. I'm happy they lost, but yeah, Mike McCarthy just the players the players on the field not being prepared and looking around like what do we do in that situation? It is a reflection of him having them ready in that situation.
Well, what irked me was that they came out so flat. They started the game so flat. They had nothing going on offense, and that ultimately
their best
lost
receiver
them the
had
game.
one reception.
He definitely didn't smash the watermelons before the game. I can tell you that much.
No,
that was not something he did pre-game.
Also, the ref thing at the end. That's what you have to do.
Do not get me started with that, because that had nothing to do with the outcome of that play.
Absolutely nothing.
Even if the ref is running directly behind the center, the ball is placed down. When that spike, when Dak got the ball, when Dak literally was holding the ball in his hand, there was 0 seconds left. So by the time he throws the ball on the ground and the clock operator stops the clock, that is at least another second. So I think if you add 2 more seconds, that play still doesn't work.
I don't either.
I think if he gets up and immediately gives the ball to the ref instead of giving it to the center,
shot.
I think they still
They
would
need
add
2
it.
seconds.
Yeah,
they need 2 more seconds.
He slid and there was 6
Nolan,
seconds left. There was 6 seconds left when he slid.
I don't think in that situation him getting 5-10 extra yards or so was that beneficial. Obviously, because
I think the play was completely stupid. They shouldn't have ran that play. You're telling me Dak can't throw the ball 50 yards?
Yeah, what was he inside the 20?
Is that the 25 or the 30?
That's fine. How much? If you go down at the 35. How much different is that? It's fine. It's not a very long field.
Maybe their rationale is they have some, perfect play from the 25-yard line to score. And I'm not defending the Cowboys, but maybe, that extra 5 yards did matter to them. But at the same time, there's 14 seconds left, and if the clock runs out, your season is over.
Yeah.
You can't risk that. That's the stupidest decision in the history of NFL football. Not running it from the 1 is the stupidest decision in the history of NFL football. This was number 2. And the fact that Mike McCarthy's behind it makes a lot of sense. He sucks.
Yeah, he's really bad. And we said that when they hired him.
Yeah, since getting there.
He's an idiot. He's a big
idiot. His record
outside
of the NFC East is 6-9.
Yeah.
The last 2 years. I hope they keep him as a coach because they will continue to fail with him as the coach.
They will continue to be very good in the regular season and then just shit the bed when they get to the playoffs.
Obviously, it's not all about betting, but when you bet on the Cowboys and you see McCarthy on the sideline just bimboing, just being Mike McCarthy, you're like, I'm not winning.
Set.
Yeah, I'm not. The Cowboys are not winning.
I really just don't understand why they hired him.
Because he won a Super Bowl. That's why they hired him.
Or was it because Jerry Jones knew he could boss him around?
Jerry Jones only wants a coach that he can boss around.
Exactly.
So if that is Mike McCarthy and he's willing to be his lapdog, then sure, whatever.
And I think Mike McCarthy was fully willing to let Kellen Moore run that team.
Sure, why not? Your job is to do nothing and get paid.
But when it comes down to those key situational
that is not Mike
moments,
McCarthy.
It's not him, and you can't rely on the offensive coordinator to do okay. Say Kellen Moore did call that play, it's never gonna be his fault.
Well, as a coach, it's your job to say, hey, we only have 14 seconds left. Maybe this is a play we shouldn't run in this situation.
Yes,
that is literally what your job is to dictate and understand what's going on in the game and to decide whether or not that's a smart idea. Kellen can call a play all he wants. That doesn't mean that the play is actually going to be, put into the huddle or in use, and that just shows McCarthy's incompetence.
So, I mean, I don't think he's going to get fired.
He's not going to, but he should.
He should for sure.
It's fine that he doesn't. It really is. It's okay with me.
They're gonna go like 14-3 next year.
I would say like fire him and promote Kellen Moore, but it's just gonna be more of the same. So it's like.
But is Kellen Moore gonna find a job somewhere else? Is he gonna get a head coaching job?
I would say no. To be perfectly honest with you,
you don't think so?
I think he's deserving of it, but I don't think he will for some reason.
Do you think he's not going to take it, or he's not going to get any offers?
I don't know. I think if he's in high regards with the Dallas Cowboys and like they recognize him as a competent offensive coordinator, then that's a really good job.
Yeah, they might keep him around for a year or two. I think Dan Quinn is more likely to go than Kellen Moore is.
Yeah, I would rather stay like the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys than go take a head coaching job with Jacksonville.
Like the Jacksonville, yeah,
that's true. So you think it would be like his decision?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know that like if someone extended an offer and said like, Kellen, we really want you to be the head coach. Here's 5 years for I don't know $40 million. He's probably not saying no to that, but at the same time, like
I wouldn't say no to that.
Well, at the same time, I think he knows he has a good year going with the Cowboys, and even if shit does go wrong, it's not going to be his fault. So why not stay there for a little while longer?
So let's talk about the other side of it. San Fran. Jimmy G did not look impressive.
He never really does, but at the same time, it's not like they need him to. Like they just all do on offense what they need.
If they can put up 25, they got a shot.
And what they're doing with Debo is so smart.
He's nasty. He's really good. And that was I did not think that was enough to overturn that first down, by the way. Not at all.
I thought it was. His knee was down before.
I don't know.
I looked at it.
I don't know.
I think his knee
and also
was
the
down.
ref placed it perfectly behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that part was rigged. When they had to bring out the chains, I'm like, come on, bro. I was like, you guys know what you're doing.
I don't know. I think San Francisco is a terrible matchup for Green Bay, but at the same time, I'm not picking against Green Bay. I know we're going to get to that soon, but San Francisco is a deadly, deadly, deadly team left in the NFC, and it's not someone I'm looking forward to the Packers playing.
I want to say so bad that there is a really good chance that San Fran wins that game, but Green Bay at home at Lambeau
at night,
22. It's gonna be 20 degrees, probably snowing.
Are we talking about the game now?
Let's move on.
We should go to Cincinnati first, or we should go to Tennessee first.
Okay,
Cincinnati at Tennessee.
That might be the game we spend the least amount of time on. Honestly, so
Tennessee is -3.5 at home. Thoughts?
I think they cover and win. I think this is the end of the road for the Bengals this year. Great season, but Tennessee's getting Henry back. They're the 1 seed anyway. Do they have Julio right now?
I believe so, actually.
Okay. I mean, they're healthy.
Yeah, I think
that team. I think Henry's going to come back, and they're just going to keep Burrow off of the field.
That bye week was huge, I think, for the Titans because
absolutely,
they kind of were teetering, and credit to Mike Vrabel. He might win Coach of the Year because to do what he did without Derrick Henry and
for more
pretty
than
much
the 1 seed
and pretty much without Julio Jones and AJ Brown for most of it. Even just after Derrick Henry went out, what he did to close out the season to secure the number 1 seed was incredible. So I give them full props. And then that bye week just gave them a chance to get healthy. Like, they're definitely blowing the shit out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a blowout. I think they're going to cover, but Cincinnati's defense, like, the statistics aren't there for their defense. They're a big play defense, definitely. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Cincinnati's not going to get the ball enough to score.
Was the Music City Miracle was Titans Bills, wasn't it?
It was.
All right, there's your answer. Literally.
Tennessee's winning by 1 million.
Tennessee's winning by 1 million, and then the Bills. I know the Bills are winning.
Is this just the Bills' revenge year?
Yeah.
Because that's what we said. If Kansas City or if Cincinnati wins, Kansas City's winning by 1 million.
That's crazy that you say that.
No, if
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, how good is that? No, if Cincinnati wins though, Kansas City's winning
by like a lot.
No, by 1 million, because it has to be Kansas City, Cincinnati, because they already played once this year, and Joe Burrow's just gonna bow down to his master, who's Patrick Mahomes. Just it has to happen that way.
That was like when San Fran won. I knew the Rams were winning by 1 million.
Mm-hmm. But wow. The future stories are starting to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to play in the NFC Championship. Joe Burrow's going to lose by a lot, and it's just gonna eat at him forever, and then he's just gonna start.
If
that's gonna be a rivalry. Is that gonna be a rivalry?
So we could see both
What's
sides.
What's the next big QB rivalry? I mean, we got a lot of potential.
Well, right now it's Mahomes and Josh Allen, is it not?
Yeah.
There's that, but like, imagine if Lawrence becomes a star. So Burrow and Lawrence again.
In Jacksonville,
going all the way back to college.
Maybe 15 years from now.
How realistic do you think the Jacksonville-Cincinnati rivalry in the NFL is?
Jacksonville
who knows if he stays? Who knows if he stays on Jacksonville?
That's fair.
Jacksonville is like 5 years behind Cincinnati right now.
Yeah. So
in terms of rebuilding,
hopefully he gets traded.
They've been rebuilding since they went to the AFC Championship game.
I like the Bills, so in turn I like the Titans. That's the only analysis I have for that game.
like the Titans.
I like the Titans as well.
Do we want to stay AFC and get over that first?
I mean, yeah. So me and you have to have a little talk. So
no. I want to start with something.
All right.
I know I've been saying like it's gonna be the Chiefs, like no matter what, and I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I'm picking the Bills this week.
Wow.
What?
He switched up.
In the text chat, you literally said that you were picking Kansas City and you thought that they were going to win this game.
He slept on it.
What'd you do? Sleep on it?
He had a dream. Josh Allen came to him in his dream and said, "We're winning."
They're nasty. I want to see him go to the Super Bowl so bad this year.
I
want to see him make it so bad.
I said to Nolan before the podcast started, I was like, I'm going to bully Antonio into betting the game. Like, if he likes Kansas City that much.
Happen.
No, well, if he likes Buffalo, I'm not taking Kansas City. I love Buffalo.
So is this what the little talk was going to be at?
Yes. I thought you were picking Kansas City, so I was going to tell you to bet me on the jam. But now it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm picking Kansas City.
Well, that's good.
I'm not.
What?
What?
I thought you were taking Buffalo.
What? No, here's the thing. I'm never going to bet against Kansas City at home. Buffalo has a real shot at winning, and Buffalo's going to come out really hot. I would love Buffalo to win, but Kansas City is way too good. Kansas City is way too good.
I thought the whole time you were taking Buffalo. That's crazy.
No, I think AFC Championship game is where Kansas City falls apart.
Okay.
Kansas City, so there is always a chance
or the
for
Super Bowl
snow in Kansas City. The playoffs.
I've said
it will snow in either Green Bay or Kansas City this weekend.
Not both.
Not both.
So
at least one of those games there will be snow.
Do they both play on Sunday though?
No.
Or does Green Bay play on Saturday?
Green Bay plays on Saturday. So it moves from...
So if it snows in Green Bay on Saturday, it's not snowing in Kansas City on Sunday?
No, but Kansas City is also much more south than Green Bay.
No, I was just saying because you said it can't be both.
I thought you were like playing that.
No, I'm not playing the geography game.
No, I'm just saying like, yeah. One of those games is going to snow.
So what? You're baffled?
No,
we stunned Sal with our picks.
That Weather Channel conversation was pretty interesting.
We've done that before. We have gone on weather rants before.
We have gone on weather rants.
The weather doesn't matter though.
I see absolutely no scenario where the Kansas City Chiefs win this ball game. And
okay,
that sounds absurd. And
Bills get some big turnovers.
It is. It is so NFL for the Buffalo Bills to win this game. They lost to them last year. They made the AFC Championship last year and lost. This is a team that they've been trying to be better than. They're coming into this game with all the momentum and swagger and just appeal. They feel
they're the
like
sexy pick. Yeah, the Bills are the sexy pick.
And they're gonna come out and be the sexy girl. That's what they're gonna do on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday night they're gonna be the sexy girl and they're gonna put up at least 30 points on Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City can stop them. I don't. I really don't.
But what does the sexy girl always do to you? She cheats on you and betrays you.
So
Do they just choke again? Do they choke again?
No, he's got a good point. I think the sexy girl comes out and be sexy, and then there's problems further down the line. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
We don't worry about that yet. We see the red flag.
Like the Super Bowl?
We see the red flags with the Bills.
But we live in the moment for a
But
little
we
bit.
live in the moment, and the moment Sunday night is going to be the Bills stomping the living fuck out of Kansas City.
Dude, there's two games I really have high expectations of. It's that game and then the Tampa Bay game. Those are two games I have really high expectations of.
We'll talk about that in a second.
I just want it to be a good game.
I hope we did a good weekend of football because we got a very bad weekend of football this week. I just personally think it is all coming together for Buffalo. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills do. The only way that Kansas City wins that game is if Cincinnati wins the game on Saturday. That's the only way, in my opinion.
Okay.
But if Tennessee wins, it's all systems go Buffalo Bills.
All systems go.
All systems go.
I mean, they built this team. Like everybody sees them as a Super Bowl contender. So at some point,
you have to play Kansas City.
I really just don't have any sort of special outlook on it. I just think Kansas City's playing really good. Buffalo's playing really good.
They're playing so good.
It's a flip of a coin at this point. It's whoever shows up. And if both teams show up, we're in for a real treat.
40 last week. I mean, these teams have been the hottest teams in football.
The over-under of that game is 55 points.
In a playoff game. Under?
You bet that shit now because
if it does end up snowing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel safe betting the under right now, even if it doesn't snow.
Oh, that's so lame. Just bet the over. Just root for points.
I mean, I never bet unders, but I'm just saying I feel comfortable.
Unders suck. You're literally a cop if you bet an under.
You're a narc. You're a fucking narc if you bet an under.
Let's talk about the Tampa game.
I'll never bet against Tom Brady.
It's hard to.
That's all I have to say.
It's really hard.
I don't care what card is dealt. We've gone over this. In a playoff game, I'll never say Tom Brady's going to lose.
Me and Sal are going to agree on every game this week.
I like the Rams.
I like the Rams.
I know. I just said it's hard to pick against Tom Brady, but I just think the Rams are a terrible matchup at this point in the season for Tampa Bay.
Right now, yes. If Tampa Bay was fully healthy, maybe it's a different story. Probably still a great game.
I think the line is telling you a lot, too, to be perfectly honest with you.
Was it like minus
It's 2.5 or 3, depending on where you're looking at it. I think if they were more, I think if Tampa Bay was more put together and healthy and like a fully complete team, this would be like a 4.5 or a 5 or a 5.5.
You think so?
I do.
Ooh,
I honestly
don't know
do.
about that.
I think that might be a little crazy, but
I think right now it should be more like 1 or a pick.
I think right now I'm saying if Tampa Bay had their full arsenal of weapons and cast of characters, I think it could be 4.5 or 5. And obviously, I understand that they don't have it now. My whole point is the line now, I think, is more asking you or baiting you to take Tampa Bay. I think they're giving you a good price on Tampa Bay, saying they only have to win by a field goal, where I think the Rams just win the game outright.
Because I think if they were fully healthy and ready to go, it should be like 3.5.
I think it should be like 4.5.
Yeah, I think more than a field goal is appropriate.
I don't think you guys are giving the Rams enough credit.
Maybe not.
Don't make me switch. Don't make me switch.
Well, you got to think.
I'm here defending the Rams.
Tampa at home with a fully loaded roster with Tom Brady playing against Matt Stafford, and this is a matchup that we've seen before.
Also, too, you got to take into account that they just beat the fuck out of the Cardinals. That goes into account too.
That doesn't move the needle for me. I don't think the Cardinals were ever that good.
But it should move the needle though.
I don't.
In terms of Vegas sports betting and the line
they
moving,
took care of an inferior team. That's what they did.
I guess. I don't know. I really like the Rams in this game. I do.
That's fair. I'll take the bait and take Tampa Bay.
I don't think it's. I know I said it like that, but like Tampa Bay can easily win this game and win by more than 3. Like I don't want to sit here and pretend like they can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a 3-point game anyway. So if I'm getting -2 or -2.5 on the Bucks, I'll take it.
You picked the Rams.
Yeah, I just think the Rams are winning. I brought it up before, when we were talking about the last week's game. Just the star powers, it's 100% healthy. It's firing on all cylinders. It's a bad matchup for the Bucks right now. Still going to be a good game, but the Rams are winning.
And now the coup de grace, the Green Bay Packers.
Coup de grace.
Against the old 49ers, -6 in Lambeau Field Saturday night.
I don't think either team scores more than 25 points, but I mean, my thing is, I think it's close for most of the game, but at the end of the game, I think Green Bay is up by about 10 or something like that. So I'm picking the Green Bay points, or I'm taking the Green Bay spread, but I don't think it's a blowout by any stretch of the imagination.
So obviously, I think the Packers win the game. 6 is a lot of points. However, if I think you're going to win the game, and I'm very confident that you're going to win the game, saying that San Francisco's going to win, or I mean, saying that Green Bay's going to win and then taking San Francisco to cover is kind of you're playing a fine line right there. Yeah. So I'm just going to take Green Bay minus the points. I don't know that they win by a touchdown, but they should win the game. And if you're asking them to win by a touchdown at home, sure.
It's like betting red and then betting black. It's like betting $5 on red and then 10 on black. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I think okay. Here's my analysis. Personal insight into my brain. My heart wants so bad for San Fran to win. Just because fuck Green Bay, fuck Aaron Rodgers. But my head is telling me there's a reason why it's -6. Green Bay is fully rested, fully healthy. They're gonna kick the shit. They're gonna kick the shit out of San Fran.
I also think too, having that San Francisco game in that time slot at 4:30 on Sunday, everyone was watching them, and now San Francisco's the darling team for everyone. Everyone's like, "Oh, San Francisco +6, San Francisco +200 money line. Like they can beat the Packers. They can." It's like, no, they can't. They're not going into Green Bay.
Couple of classic classic playoff matchup teams though. Past couple.
Yeah, definitely.
Niners Cowboys. Now we get Niners Packers. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think Cowboys Packers would have been sick, but
we've seen that.
It wouldn't have even been. It would have been Cowboys Bucks, and then it would have been Rams Packers.
Oh, true.
Which still, those would have been two really good games.
Yeah. Because I mean, we saw with the Dallas Bucks game in the first. Was that the first game of the season? Mm-hmm. It was literally the first game.
And then Dallas kept it close. Dallas almost won that game.
They probably, arguably, could have really won that game. Like, almost threw it away.
Mike McCarthy. Tuesday.
Yeah. Another Mike McCarthy masterclass.
You like that tweet?
I love that tweet.
McCarthy masterclass. Did you see that?
I didn't. That's fine.
He played
Underdog Sports Podcast on Twitter.
Yep. There you go.
Plug the Twitter.
Nah, he's just an idiot. I can't stress that enough. How much of an idiot he is.
He sucks.
Aaron Rodgers, dude.
Props? Anyone like any props?
Well, I was gonna say, so if me and Sal are right about you as well with the Packers, if we're right about the Rams and Packers winning this weekend, then we have another storyline with Stafford going to play
in Lambeau,
Papa Bear of the NFC North. He gets his ass beat again
against someone who owns his soul, unfortunately, because he's played with the Detroit Lions for his whole career, except for this year, but. We'll see. There's still
easy pickings for Aaron.
I don't want to say that ahead of a potential matchup against them because I don't know. Can the Rams not go into Green Bay and win? Like they easily could. They easily could. Not that I would pick them.
Winning. They're not winning in Green Bay. They're not.
I could easily see both teams. That's the thing that makes me so scared about this Tampa Bay Rams game. I could easily see both of those teams going to Green Bay
and win.
Or not even just them going and playing. I can just picture it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if Tampa Bay goes back there, then it's just a rematch of last year. Like, you can easily picture that.
Here's the other thing. I can't picture San Fran going into LA
Tampa Bay.
Or going into Tampa.
So if Tampa... Well, actually, that game isn't first. I was going to say if Tampa wins, there's no shot San Francisco wins. Zero.
No.
Zero.
It's not two red teams.
No.
That'd be gross.
when you said there could have been three red teams, I was like, yeah.
Right. That was what solidified the Rams winning for me.
There's no red left if Green Bay and Los Angeles win.
But that's fine.
And then Buffalo and Tennessee.
It doesn't have to be just one red team.
Buffalo and Tennessee, that's blue. Oh, shit.
No, but that's different, though. It's different when it's
Buffalo's
red.
Got a little reds.
I don't know what it is. It's different when it's red.
Fuck red.
Stop.
I don't know if I'm cripping or whatever, but it.
I don't want to talk about colors anymore.
Someone give me a prop.
We don't see color here.
I love AJ Dillon's over yards, whatever it is. It's probably pretty low. Everyone's probably high on Aaron Jones. I just think AJ Dillon is utilized a lot more than people think.
Yeah. I didn't even look at it. Whatever Cooper Kupp's over on receptions and yards is, I love it this week.
I love it too because he kind of was non-existent in the last game. He's gonna be huge this game.
Are you saying rushing for AJ Dillon?
Yeah, let's look at some of these.
What's his rushing yards? I like him. I like his receiving.
Let's take a look.
But I like his rushing yards though.
Oh, nice. They have it for all the games except for that game.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
Because of course, right? That makes sense.
The one game I pick.
Cooper Kupp is over 98.5 yards, and Cooper Kupp receptions is not on the board right now because why not?
Okay, give me over 98.
Nolan, I would love to tell you what A.J. Dillon's.
All right, I'll think of another one then in another game.
It worked last week. Give me Josh Allen over rushing yards down. Like
that's a good one.
He runs every other fucking play. Like you might as well. And it's a game where if they're down, they're just gonna be playing man the whole time and not paying attention to him running. So, and I don't think that they're gonna be down, but if they are at any point,
also give me Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I like that one a lot.
There's no interception prop. But obviously it's on the board somewhere.
Is there no interception prop? There isn't.
I mean, there will be. It's too early in the week.
Do fumble props come out? Because if they do, give me Edwards-Helaire to fumble.
I don't know that there is like a 2 fumble prop. That's so funny because he's done a fumble too.
No, he's gonna. It's gonna be like one of these where like the ball like flies up.
No, it's gonna be like the third quarter too, like the end, like middle to end of the third quarter.
They're gonna be driving to like the Bills are gonna be up by a touchdown, and like they're not. The
Bills are gonna be up 10. And it's going to be to cut it.
It will be them. Like it will be like Bills haven't scored in like 2-3 drives,
yes,
like that. And like here's the Chiefs driving into their own. They're inside their 25, and then boom, fumble.
Yep. Or will it be when the Chiefs are up by like 7?
And that shifts the momentum.
I
think it's the Bills are up by like 7 or 10, and then Edwards-Helaire gets in the red zone, and then boop, ball falls out, and then that's just the game right there.
Or Patrick Mahomes throws an interception.
I like you, Antonio.
How about
I do like you.
Defensive score from the Bills or no?
Defensive score.
That's tough.
I would say probably not, but that's asking a lot at the same time.
Yeah.
But you never know. I also like Randy Bullock over 6.5 points.
Randy Bullock, the Tennessee kicker?
I think
that's awesome.
No.
Or
wait, what'd you say, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, wait. I was like, am I wrong?
Revenge game, number 1.
Randy Bullock, revenge game.
And then Cincinnati. And 2, I feel like they're an offense that can move the ball very easily, so they're gonna have 2 or 3 field goal attempts. I think easily.
Randy Bullock
revenge game.
That is incredible.
Ryan Tannehill under passing yards, 237.5.
That sounds about right.
That's pretty
he's
high.
Gonna have
wow, that's pretty high.
That is high for him. He's gonna have like 190 because Derrick Henry's gonna be running all over.
He's gonna have Derrick Henry over rushing yards.
That would also lead
that one seems a little too free.
I don't care what it is.
It's probably like 197. What?
He loves throwing 2 touchdowns when he throws for under 200 yards.
Okay, I like that. What
I
else
don't
we
know
got?
I don't
we
know
got
if
any
I
other
picked
ones?
the over 1.5, but
I like Alan Lazard to score a touchdown.
I was just gonna fucking say that, dude. There's no way. There's no way.
He's been on fire lately, honestly.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley's catching a touchdown this weekend.
No, how hard does Aaron Rodgers love throwing like a 30-yard touchdown to Alan Lazard? And he's like so open.
Him or Valdez Scantling is scoring one. One of the weird Packers receivers.
So
is
what's the first game this weekend?
Cincinnati and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Uzomah first touchdown.
He did it last week too.
It's always a tight end. Firkser touchdown.
Yeah.
It's always a tight end.
That icky shuffle Uzomah did was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
CJ Uzomah is actually like lit, dude.
I loved the way Cincinnati came out and just like they were just swaggy. They just looked fun. Like they were just fun.
Because that's Joe Burrow, dude.
I love that he said after the game too. He was like, "Yeah, I tried to play it down, just like this is our expectation. It's like getting to the playoffs from now on. Like I didn't want this to be a big deal."
Cool as a cucumber.
Mm-hmm. Cool Joe.
Didn't get phased at all.
They don't have props for like anything for Niners Packers on DraftKings right now.
Yeah, they know that the Packers are winning by 40, so they have to figure out how to do it.
Curious about the numbers there.
They're in a room somewhere just cooking.
They're like, damn it.
On those calculators with the printers.
No, they have a computer do all that, and then there's just one guy who's like...
No. They have the calculator, Sal. There can't be any trace of this shit. They're doing it all by hand.
Gronk's catching a touchdown this weekend.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Scotty Miller is catching a touchdown this weekend.
Yeah, he might have a big catch.
So is Odell. Why do I feel like Odell's just going to keep this?
Tyler Higbee?
Ew.
Ugh, that's gross, but it's going to happen.
Sony Michel is... Oh.
Ew.
No, not Sony Michel. Cam Akers. Cam Akers over rushing yards.
Is Van Jefferson still playing?
I think so.
So Tom's over under passing yards 290 and Stafford's 280.
Over for both.
Over for both.
Over for both.
Way over for both. Tom Brady's like throwing
Tom
like
Brady's 2.5 touchdowns and Stafford's 1.5.
Most confident spread this week, Nolan Doe.
Most confident spread
out of the 4 games.
Tennessee minus 3.5.
Antonio.
Rams.
Minus the Bills.
I'm glad we didn't pick the same one.
Two dogs and a favorite.
I was on the fence of picking the Packers too, so that's also a different.
Wow, you're that confident that they win by more than 6?
I'm confident in that too, but I'm not as confident as I think Tennessee is minus 3.5.
Tennessee should kick the crap out of them.
But why is it 3.5? That seems kind of low.
I just think everyone wants to bet the Bengals.
That's true. I think
that's a team that people will line up and bet money on.
Yeah, not Tennessee.
Damn
People
sure.
think Tennessee's icky.
People think Tennessee sucks.
Yeah.
It should be Tennessee minus 5.5.
This is going to be, so I don't know if Tennessee wins the AFC Championship game, but this week is going to be like, people are going to be like, oh shit, we should have believed in Tennessee a little bit more.
But then people will bet Tennessee next week, and then they'll be like,
get trapped. Yeah. With either the Bills or Kansas City.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
like that.
I don't have much more unless you guys do.
I'm just looking forward to it. I'm excited.
We're going to have
So excited.
let's just talk it into existence now. We're going to have a great weekend of NFL football.
Manifest it because we didn't get it last weekend.
This weekend, we got Antonio back.
I mean, look at
we're
some
in
of
the
these
flesh.
games. Like,
Yeah, we're in the
we
flesh.
get Bills Chiefs again. That's sick.
And we need to get it at some point, right? We're not going to get it just in the AFC and NFC Championship game and then the Super Bowl.
Rams
I want
Bucks.
it this weekend.
There's going to be 2 good games and 2 bad games. That's my predictions. But the 2 good games are going to be very good.
You want to know my one bold prediction
We're doing that too.
right now?
Yeah.
My one bold prediction is across the 4 games, there's going to be 1 overtime.
Okay.
I can see that.
And I'm smelling it as the Buffalo Kansas City game.
Oh, that would be fun.
And it's going to be like
I'm
a 38-38
I'm
type
smelling
shit.
an overtime in the Rams game.
Just specifically.
Those were the 2 I was thinking of, but I leaned more to the Buffalo
Oh no,
game.
but I can't Tom overtime.
He's
Yeah,
not
he's not
losing.
lo- like,
no,
they're
he's
not-
not losing an
They're
overtime.
not losing a coin toss either. Tom
He
teams
never
don't lose
loses a coin toss in overtime. It's crazy.
Shit, that was bad.
Bold
I
prediction.
redact that. Redacted.
Your bold prediction. Got to blow my socks off.
I want it to be bold, so let me think. You guys talk for a second. Let me really think about this one.
What's yours, Antonio? You got one cooking or?
Mahomes has more turnovers than he does touchdown passes.
Wow.
That is bold. That's very bold, actually.
Goosebumps. I just got goosebumps.
Devin Singletary has 200 all-purpose yards.
Ooh.
I like that. Wow.
That's
I really
cool.
like that. We really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Let's
win,
go.
if they win,
We're
too,
in the
and
meth lab cooking those up.
If Buffalo wins and you look at the box score after the game, Cole Beasley also will have at least
8 catches.
80 receiving yards and a touchdown.
He'll have 8 catches because he loves those little like 10-yard catches.
He just runs a yard and he's like, give me it.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Yeah. No, I love that.
All right, Bills. The parlay this weekend for everybody is Bills, Rams, Packers, money
The
line.
Sal can't lose parlay.
That is the can't lose parlay is Bills, Rams, Packers. I love that parlay.
Bills, Rams, Packers. I think if you take the Rams out of there, you have a way better shot.
Let me give you a quick how
Me
much.
too.
All right, if it is just Packers, Bills plus 200.
That's fair.
That's great.
That's huge.
If you want to say Packers, Rams, Bills plus 600. I like that.
Sally said a lot more. Sally said a lot more.
Come on, you gotta sprinkle. You gotta sprinkle.
Okay, I'd sprinkle a little bit, like just for funsies, I'd sprinkle a little bit on
Packers,
Cincinnati
Bills.
money line.
Ooh, okay.
Just why not?
I mean, there's no reason not to.
So out of all the underdogs, if you want to say underdogs,
Bills.
because I think the Bills in the Tampa Bay game, they really don't have an underdog because the team's so even. I'm talking
So
about
the Saturday games.
I'm talking about San Fran and Cincy. I think Cincy has a way better shot at winning
Me too.
than San Fran does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just looking at those 2 games.
Yeah.
That's who I would sprinkle it on.
Well, it
But
really.
it's not necessarily that neither teams have no shot. Like
No, I'm not saying that, but I think Cincy has a better shot.
It really depends on how the game starts for Green Bay. Because I think if San Francisco goes down and scores, I told Nolan this, Green Bay goes down, if San Francisco goes down and scores a touchdown and they're up 7-0, then everyone on the Packers gets tight and San Francisco controls the pace for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So that's not a situation you want to get in if you're Green Bay. If Cincinnati goes down and scores a touchdown, Tennessee will be like, okay, like we don't
we don't care.
We don't care.
As Derrick Henry trots on the field.
Yeah,
they're like, we'll waste 10 minutes and still get a touchdown.
Yeah, so then it's 7-7, and they don't Green Bay can definitely still. I'm not saying they can't score after San Francisco scores. It's just a way different game if San Fran gets up 7-0.
I wonder if like Tannehill will throw like bum passes sometimes just to like waste more time because he knows.
Well, also too, Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball 40 times no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think them going down 7 really doesn't matter, like you said.
We'll see.
Can't wait to see.
Or no, that was the opposite actually.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
you made a big.
So I disagree with
big
you.
Big oopsie. What's it called? Big whoopsie.
Big whoopsie.
Big ouch.
Big ouchie.
Oh well, I disagree with you then.
All right.
I gotta save myself somehow. I'm not gonna retract that. That's what I think is gonna happen. All right, we're done.
We out like shout.
We out like shout. I'm in there like swimwear.
Go Pack, go.